Of course, on election night, we declared 45 seats for Labor. There was an indication from some or a belief that Labor had a majority. We said that wasn't the case. Increasingly, it's looking like they will actually fall short. So we said 45, we said they had a path to 47. Now that looks difficult. Why? I'll show you. First of all, let's look at Labor's best chance that we were saying yesterday, Kiama, because they were in quite a decent lead here. The votes have not been friendly to Labor. Primary vote, you've seen Gareth Ward get a little bit more of an increase on Labor. This clearly comes down to preferences though. Two-party preferred at the moment, we are seeing Labor in the lead, 50.88%. They were in the lead 51.7 yesterday. What we need to talk about here is how many votes ahead Labor is. The margin at the moment is 580 votes, but Labor has a problem. First of all, a pre-poll booth in Nowra. There's one major pre-poll booth. Nowra is an area Gareth Ward did very well in last time. That could actually get him into the lead. We want to see that first of all. We're getting some information or get some solid information from scrutineers. Once that puts him in the lead, even if it's only a small lead, he then has the benefit of postal votes. And these are still not in the system at all. So postal votes will go to Kiama, and where they are right now is we've only got the primary vote. 2,000 votes here, 48% primary. You can see how much higher he is on that primary. In other words, this will be a decent postal vote to Gareth Ward. He'll build up a lead of several hundred votes, if not a little bit more, and that won't be able to be pegged back by Labor on absent votes, which do tend to favour them. So we just want to see that Nowra result, and this will be Kiama going to Gareth Ward, holding that seat. In other words, it's not a Labor loss, but it's not a Labor gain. So they remain on 45 if that plays out as expected. We're believing Kiama will be won by Gareth Ward. The other best chance for Labor is Ryde. Again, they have a lead here of about 240 votes. Primary, you can see again the case here, it's going to go down to preferences with optional preferential voting with votes at exhaust. The Greens and also Sustainable Australia don't catapult Labor into the decent lead they would if it were, for example, compulsory preferential voting. They still get a lead, but look how small this is. This is a lead 50.28% of primary, but it's also only a lead of 240 votes. So again, the issue is twofold. There is an Epping pre-poll booth, which should be friendly towards the Liberal Party, but we do want to see that first of all. And then also, once again, there are postal votes. So we go to postal votes for the seat of Ryde and see how they're tracking at the moment. And they're tracking the way the Liberal Party, as you'd expect. 2,000 counted. This is the other factor in Ryde. You can see 51% of the primary at the moment, and how that's going at two-party preferred, nearly 56%. Look at the votes here as well. So just on that, the votes there so far, he's caught up more than 200. In other words, the next batch of postal votes, he'll be about level and then move ahead. So then it comes down to that pre-poll booth, and that's why we need to see that. In other words, this contest is going to be very close. We're not yet projecting a Liberal Party win. Labor could win this seat, but at the moment it looks like the Liberal Party might just have the advantage. The problem for Labor, even if they squeak ahead in Ryde, we feel like they will not win the seat of Kiama and also the seat of Terrigal as well. So this is the third chance, if you like, for Labor, and they have to win two of these to be able to get that majority. And Terrigal again is one that has shifted. So we look at the primary vote as a similar story, albeit a bit of a simpler contest with 4 candidates. In Terrigal, the difference is Labor's actually slipped behind here. This is about a 2 percentage point shift yesterday. Yes, it's only a lead of 90, but the pre-poll left is in Woy Woy. That should be good for the Liberal Party if you look at history and also the booths around it, and postal as well. So if we go to the postal and what that is doing in Ryde at the moment, remembering Liberal Party doesn't actually have to make up ground here. It's already in the lead. It should get a little bit further in the lead in that pre-poll. Go to postal so far, and you see, I've just gone to the Ryde again, haven't I? Let's go to the Terrigal postal here, which tells a pretty similar story. And again, the issue here, the Liberal Party is already in the lead. So only 593 counted, but look at the primary, 58%. Have they spat that out? Yeah, so 62%, nearly 63% that's running at. And even on a very small amount, he's caught up 150. With only 593 votes counted, several thousand more to come. We're going to see a lead for the Liberal Party, for Adam Crouch, that Labor won't actually be able to peg back. So they will not win Terrigal on our projections. They are a chance at the moment in Ryde, but looking like they'll fall behind in Kiama. In other words, Labor gets to 45 or 46, and falls just short of that majority of 47 seats. We'll keep you up to date with the latest numbers.